So, Murad, who expects to be the world's first meme coin billionaire. In fact, he's holding about 45 million US dollars worth of meme coins right now, has tweeted this. And this is something that could make us a lot of money if we can understand the answer to the question that he's posing. Murad says, Bitcoin is going to go to $200,000 a coin, which very naturally follow the money supply, the fourth year of the cycle. There's a lot of reasons why. Go watch other videos if you don't quite agree with that yet. But if you believe that to be true, Murad says people will want to outperform Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's at $250,000, what does your brother, what does your cousin, what does your auntie say? Oh, I already missed that. They already said that at $105,000. If it was at, they're like, oh, I wish I bought it at $20,000. I wish I bought it at $50,000. No one's really trying to buy it in the retail sector at $105,000, let alone when it crosses into the $200,000 level. They're all thinking they're going to miss it, and they're all going to look for the next Bitcoin. Murad says, think about where they're going to go. What is going to be in their head the next opportunity, since they missed Bitcoin and crypto has been validated by Bitcoin soaring into the $200,000 plus level? Because if you can answer this question, you can be the recipient of $10 trillion, even $20 trillion, all this retail money, and they hold the most money and they act the fastest and they think the simplest. And if we know where it's going to land, we can sell them our bags for 10, 50, 100 times the price that we're currently buying them from right now. But there's going to be a lot of red herrings. There's millions of crypto coins and a lot of them are going to go down. Or they might go up 20% while the other one goes up 2 million %. So we want to make sure we're positioned in the right place. And what is the right place? Well, I want to introduce you, if you haven't watched this channel or followed Murad, to a term called a Schelling point. Sounds like I've got like a whistling lisp or something. I'm trying to say selling point. I always feel really awkward saying Schelling point. But it's named after a guy called Thomas Schelling, who was a big game theory economist and expert and came up with this theory. And Murad uses this in the crypto sense here. And I'm going to broaden that out. We're going to diverge it, do a couple of exercises, and figure out what is the Schelling point within crypto that everyone's going to arrive at, and it's going to be the biggest opportunity of this cycle. Murad says, the number one biggest use case of blockchain tech is to create financial Schelling points around which critical masses of people converge. That's what Bitcoin was. If I'm like, everyone, we must buy a crypto, and if it's the same crypto, we all win $5,000. What crypto are you buying? Well, most people, probably 90% of people plus, would go to Bitcoin because it is the original Schelling point of the financial industry. And if we zoom out from crypto, if we zoom out from financials and really lock in the importance of a Schelling point, I think we're going to do really well. So the definition of a Schelling point is, it refers to a solution or a focal point that people tend to use in the absence of communication because it seems special or relevant to them. And in Thomas Schelling's book, he gives 4 very specific examples. And if you want to play along, you're going to really understand what a Schelling point is. And you can even write your personal answers to this exercise in the comments below and compare it with everyone else to see if you got it right, what this Schelling point actually is. So this is, pick any square out of these, I believe, 36 squares. And if we both pick the same square, you win $10,000. Well, what square are you going to pick? Put it in the comments below. Problem number 2. Pick a whole number that's greater than 0. If we both select the same number, we win that amount of money. So if you select 100 and I select 100, we win $100. If you select 5 and I select 5, you win $5. Where X is the number that we picked, what I just explained. So we both have to pick a number, we can't communicate, and we win that much money if we say the same amount. Put your answer in the comments below and lock that in, because most people are going to pick 1 million because it's enough that it's going to be exciting to win. And it's also that real round number that is the Schelling point, which is intuitively what everyone is going to choose. Pick any day of the year. If we both select the same day, we win $20. Now, this is one I feel like it's the roughest out of all of them. I think I might even pick something like Christmas or January 1st. I don't know what you guys are going to pick. Put it in the comments below and we're going to see who has the most crossover. And then even this one, this is just a 50-50 and there's really no indication on which way you want to go. Pick heads or tails. And if we both select the same choice, we win $20 or $2,000, however much you want to win. What are you going to choose? And I personally pick heads. And it's interesting here because as we're doing these Schelling point exercises, you can start to really feel out intuitively what are you going to pick, because you can't communicate and you're like, oh my God, what's the other person going to pick? You have to think they're a rational being and they're trying to think what you're going to pick. And you really just have to go for the obvious one. And I think heads is by far the most common one picked here just because it's listed first. And so our job is to find out that red square or that $1 million or whatever the Schelling point is in crypto. Bitcoin booms. Mainstream attention is here. People rush to Coinbase to buy new tokens. What are they going to buy in crypto? I'm going to give you a few options and then discuss why Murad has landed on SPX6900. But before we do, what I've been doing in our meme coin videos is trading a meme coin alongside you, because we have the world's best Solana cryptocurrency wallet. His name is Archie. You can download him from archiebot.ai. And you can see he runs inside the Telegram app. He's really fast, really safe, really secure, and by far the best and most intuitive way to trade any token on the Solana blockchain. I'm going to show you. This is USDUC, which is unstable coin, and as opposed to a stable coin. You can see it hasn't been out that long, but it's been performing extremely well, rallying into the $15 million market cap. It had a very recent pump, which I mean, I wish I started this video a little bit earlier because we could have rode this up. But in order to trade on Archie, you need the contract address or even the ticker symbol. I like to trade on contract addresses. So if you have a contract address on Dexcrin, you can copy it here, open up your Archie wallet and simply paste it in, and Archie goes and does all the hard work for you. Finds the token on the blockchain, shows you its market cap, shows you its change, shows you how much you're holding. I've currently got 9 Solana in here, so let's throw 9.6 Solana, and by the end of the video, if we're in profit, I'm going to give it away to one Archie user. You must have funds in your Archie wallet, and then you must come over to my Twitter, which is Rubicon Benji. Come and give me a follow and comment your funded wallet below my pinned post. In the next meme coin video we make, I'm going to pick one funded wallet and give you all of the winnings. And if you don't win this one, make sure your funded wallet's pasted there because you can still win the next one. So come and paste your Archie funded wallet over here to go in the running. We've given away about 5 Solana so far. We're going to give away hundreds of Solana. So it's really going to pay if you have your Archie wallet funded and pasted as a comment to my pinned post on Twitter. With that said, let's find the Schelling point of crypto. And this part of the video, I'm actually just going to be riffing because finding the Schelling point really is sort of an intuitive sense. And you think Bitcoin's run, Ethereum is probably going to do really well based on the fact that people are going to land on Ethereum being like, well, it hasn't crossed its all-time high. Bitcoin has. That's probably going to be next. A lot of the $10 trillion will probably end up there. Then you have what Murad calls like the dinosaur cults, the XRPs, the Cardanos. These were the cults of the last cycle, which, funny enough, I've spoken to some friends and they're already getting back into these tokens. So I do think they're going to do quite well, even though they're at crazy market caps. This is the thing about Schelling point is no one looks at market cap. What else I think is going to do well, and I think the Schelling point is supposed to be just literally one place, one focal point, but I'm just giving us some options as we go through these things. Another one that's very interesting that I know a lot of new people are getting into is Hyperliquid, because it's an excellent platform with really awesome utility. It's at a $12 billion market cap, and it is one of the new tokens of the cycle where people will be like, oh, have you heard of Hype? And it's already starting to get its name out there. And at least for me too, I used to be like, okay, I don't want to touch anything almost in the top 100 because it's already run up. I've already missed it. But that is not how mainstream normies think, which I'm learning more and more. And this is why I'm getting more highly convicted on something like SPX6900, because as we're about to explore together, the outperformers always continue to outperform in crypto. Now, what I do think happens though is I think utility coins and AI coins do well this cycle. I think everything is going to do well. The $10 trillion, the $20 trillion is going to diffuse across everything, and you can probably make money almost anywhere. But where is it going to be concentrated? And you can already see memes are the #1 niche of last year, far outperforming everything else. And also it's the easiest to understand by normies, and honestly, everything is basically a meme coin to a normie because they're not going to understand the utility. They're not going to understand the market caps. It's just going to be, oh, that coin is funny. So I do think most money gets put into memes in this cycle. And I think Doge does well. Pepe is another one that's probably going to do well because it is in the talk of things. Trump's got some dilution coming, but I think people are going to get into Trump coin. Then in 5th place is SPX6900. And I do think, and this is where my biggest bet is because I'm following Murad and I've done a lot of research myself, I do think that this will continue to be the best performer. We can jump ahead a bit here and you can see by the year on crypto bubbles, SPX6900 is the highest performer. And even on the month, it's one of the top performers. And I think outperformers, as we're about to explore even more, will continue to outperform. And the narrative of this cycle, which Murad talks about here on Twitter to Unusual Whales, is anti-TradFi or anti-traditional finance, because Everybody can feel inflation, even if it's just a subconscious feeling of a financial crisis or cost of living crisis. But Unusual Whales tweeted, median age of first home buyers is at all-time high per National Association of Realtors. And you can see it's all the way up to 38 years old when it literally used to be at the low 30s. And this is getting worse and worse, and things are getting more expensive. Murad says this only will get worse. Think about it. SPX6900 fixes this. Look into it, study it, believe it. Everything's so expensive. It's almost impossible to invest in a house. The stock market only returns 10% every year. And if you've got 10 grand to put in, or you're going to get $1,000 a year, it's not life-changing. People are going to turn to meme coins, and specifically anti-TradFi counterculture memes like SPX6900. And Murad's thesis supports this, or I mean, I'm just mirroring back Murad's thesis at him. But he says, VCs don't want you to see this chart because they have effectively zero meme coin exposure. This is the cycle of smart retail. Study the past cycles. Year 3 outperformance categories like RWA, AI, DeFi, layer 1s, meme coins. These are categories in crypto. Year 3 outperformers in those categories go ballistic in year 4. And you can see in year 3, which is 2024, which is this graph, meme coins were the outperformers. And typically, I haven't done too much research into this apart from looking at crypto gaming, which was really the outperformer in 2021. The year leading up, this is Axie Infinity, which was the best performer out of the best performers. The year leading up, you can see Axie Infinity and gaming did perform extremely well on almost every time frame leading up to that super cycle. That wasn't actually the super cycle, but the gaming super cycle. We hit $150. All this that looks flat was extremely bullish, and it continued to do really well. I mean, even if you hypothetically, I got in at 35 cents, it's already 10x to $3.50, and then you zoom out even more. Then it's 30x to $10. You're like, oh, well, we missed it because it's 30x. No, it went all the way up to $150. It had another 15x to go. And I think this is another big point that I'm learning. Murad says a lot of people are holding $1 million market cap coins and thinking that the meme coin supercycle will make them rich and their random micro cap bag. No, dude, you've got to join one of the top 10 hardest cults with critical mass. He says being in a token with a $1 billion market cap is going to by far outperform a token with a $1 million market cap, even though it needs a lot more money to be invested in order for it to go. He says the big meme coin winners of this cycle are here right now. This is Dogecoin when it was sitting at a $1 billion market cap, because once again, it's already run. It's in the 1 billion. Why don't we find a smaller market cap, maybe even a 30 mil market cap, a 60 mil market cap? He says, no, you would have been silly to invest in anything but Dogecoin when it was at its $1 billion market cap. And you're probably silly to invest in anything outside of SPX6900. The other one, actually, I didn't point out here, and I wanted to. I do think that Fartcoin has a really good chance of being one of the top meme coins of this cycle. I actually personally don't hold any at the moment, but it's one of those things that Murad says, it's funnier the higher it goes up. It for sure, in my eyes, is like, that's way funnier than Pepe the Frog. It's like, who wants to say they became a millionaire? How'd you do that? I bought a token called Fartcoin. It's just like, it really is the same sentiment, which is a middle finger to traditional finance of like, yeah, you spend 22 hours a day, sleep under your desk, you're on Wall Street and you're trading equities and stocks, and you make 25% a year. Well, I made 25,000% in 3 months trading a token called Fartcoin. Like, that really is that same narrative. And the fact that it's already in the billions is not a bad thing. But I'm going to show you at the end of the video what that does allow. And you have to understand the scale of it. When the $10 trillion of money comes, you can see massive candles like this. This is Murad saying Doge added $30 billion to its market cap in one single day. Like $1 billion is not a lot in the euphoria of year 4. This further confirms the meme coin supercycle. What does it mean? New cycle cult meme coins will go ballistic next and outperform even more. And it really does keep landing on this thing that I think I've been mid-coving for so long, trying to find the next SPX6900, when the SPX6900 probably still has a 100x to go, according to big brains like Murad, because this was a guy that went around town asking people to choose a meme coin out of, I think, the top 100 meme coins at that time, which is last October. Murad put together a sheet that showed you every single one of those tokens and their performance since he asked people, and guess the only one that has doubled since then. SPX6900, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the top. And just like Bitcoin is, it's continuing to be that blue chip of its niche that's probably going to have this trend continue in the future as normies come in, as they open their centralized exchange, as they find an anti-traditional finance narrative that a lot of people are talking about making money on. That also has gone through these 5 massive criteria, which means they can then hold the new liquidity when it comes. Because if they can't, it's just going to tank the token and it's not going to be the Schelling point of this cycle. And so Murad says if it's undergone multiple 70% pullbacks, it's able to have people who don't believe in the mission and don't believe this can get into the trillions of dollars sell their tokens and stop believing and give them on to new believers. It spent a long time under $10 million, which means it had a lot of time to build up brand and diehard cult followers. Study coins which have people hustling for free. I talk about this. It's not really free because everyone has a slice of the equity in the actual token. But if you go to Twitter and you tag SPX6900, no other token will get you as much engagement and interaction and love as this meme coin will. And obviously use bubble maps and hold a scan to check distribution, because if someone's holding 6% of the token, they can crash it probably 25-30% depending on the liquidity just by selling their bag, and that's going to hurt the token long term. Now, 2 personal reflections that I want to touch on here. So this is Dogecoin once again, and it did extremely well into a $94 billion market cap. But you might be thinking, sure, when it was sitting at a $5 billion market cap, maybe I should have been better investing in something like Shiba Inu, which was the second best, at least the second highest market cap of the last cycle. And I'm like, it's actually not a bad point. The tough side of that is you have to find which one's the Shiba in a bucket of 100 meme coins that could be the next Dogecoin. And that's why Dogecoin's way easier and way more clear and could be the Schelling point, because it is that obvious intuitive one that everyone's going to land on. However, if you compare Dogecoin here with Shiba Inu, you will see, because we talk about the crypto whip in here, Shiba Inu far outperforming Doge in terms of ROI. So if you can nail, if you are an absolute savant and you want to know what the next SPX6900 is or the next Pepe is, and you can nail it from a $1 million market cap, you're obviously going to make a lot more than if you buy it at a $1 billion market cap. How I'm personally playing this, and the advice to myself here is, have a look at the timing of this though, because Doge, you can barely see it because it's so much smaller now, and this is obviously life-changing money for a lot of people in this little blue thing. Look when Shiba ran. It was after the cycle was confirmed. It was after the first mover of Dogecoin ran. I mean, it obviously ran up at the same time here and then pulled back, but most of its gains were when Doge was on its way down. So if you're looking for the next SPX6900 because you've already missed this one, I personally would think, and this is how I'm personally going to play it, get into the SPX6900 because it is the meme coin of this cycle. And then when it does run up, when it is in the tens or potentially hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap, then once the cycle has been validated and there's a lot of money flying around, we can then look for that next token. We don't need to try and pinpoint it until SPX6900 has done its 50 to 100x run up from here. Awesome. So we are going to go back to our Archie wallet. We're going to click on portfolio. It's going to take us over to where all of our tokens are held. We're going to find the token we bought, which is unstable coin here. And we can see here that we are down 1%. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hold this until tonight, until I post the video. If we are up, I'll still send 1 Solana to a funded Archie wallet that's commented below my pinned post on Twitter. Right now, guys, know that there are no comments under. There might be 1 or 2 wallets under there. So you have a really weirdly high chance of winning. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.